again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you. We want to say thank you very much for being here with us, for joining us today. First of all, we want to just apologize due to some technical reason. We are starting a little bit late, like 15 minutes late, but thank God that everything is all set and we do have our guest, Mother Mrs. Ne-Suah Beyan-Livingstone. We have on set today, our co-host is back with us, Brother Abel Lewelly, and also Brother Jerry B. Tablo. Brother Tablo is there in Freetown, Sierra Leone. Brother Abel Lewelly is there in Monrovia, Liberia, and I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. Our co-host, Brother Josiah F. Jorkai, could not be with us today. Quickly, we're gonna go over to Sierra Leone, and we're gonna be joining our lead host for today. He's our moderator, our brother Jerry Tablo. Jerry, take it away.
Thank you very much, Willie. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to our viewers, wheresoever you are in the world. We want to welcome you to the Lutheran Connection platform. Today we have as our guest Mrs. Ne-Suah Beyan-Livingstone, a philanthropic and an humanitarian. Mrs. Livingstone is the founder and executive director of the Rescue for Abandoned and Children in Hardship, for short, REACH Incorporated, a non-for-profit local NGO. REACH Incorporated was founded on the 9th of March 2009 and has spanned for 13 years now. Today's interview promises to be fascinating as we listen to one of our own Lutheran who is making immense contribution to society. Madam Livingstone, you are welcome to my Lutheran Connection platform. We will begin directly into the questions, and we hope that you are getting us very clearly.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we begin, Madam Livingstone. Would you like to weave us into your motivation for the establishment of REACH Incorporated, and how does it resonate with your upbringing? Can you tell us some small information or the rationale or the motivation behind the establishment of your NGO, and how does that connect or resonate with your upbringing? Hello?
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen, my brothers. I hope I'm being heard loud enough by all of the viewers. Well, REACH was established based on a background that when you are helped and someone helped to make you into being who you are today, you should not forget that the essence or the purpose is to also help those who are walking in the shoes you once walked in. In the Lutheran church, there were many people who knew my late mother, and we grew up, Nere and I, in an underprivileged setting, with our mother being the only one who was doing almost everything for us. And my mother worked in Lutheran school 9 years as a janitor, and she was also one typical Liberian mothers who was what we call selling small things to help us. We remember many days we were put out of school for school fees, and we were not kids in Liberia having the best. But we also remember and we are grateful that there were people who helped Mama and they helped her with school fees. There were people who could say, "Oh, come around for few clothes." There were people who could help her with food and other things. And so based on that, I thought it wise that,
Sorry to our
All right,
viewers.
folks.
I think yes. I think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
might we might have lost our guest in between the internet glitches, and we hope to get her back on. Um, Madam Livingstone, are you still on?
Yeah, I see that it's a serious technical problem with sis NeSuah, and we just have to be a little bit patient and see if she will be able to come back on. But just to quickly kick off from where NeSuah is, I think her story is kind of fascinating. It's a very interesting story. Remembering where she comes from, remembering what she went through, remembering uh, her mother that she spoke about so much, how lovely she was, and coming out as cakes, you know. I mean, it was quite difficult to get things from off the ground, you know. People have to come around to help. Look at NeSuahs and the sister, Nelly. Look at the level at which they have claimed the lotto and where they came from. So when she started talking about organizations and what is kind of a driving that force towards what she's doing, I'm kind of really moved. I'm kind of really moved that she wants to give back. You know, she wants to give back. She's trying to come back on. I don't know whether if you can usher her in. She's trying to get back on.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry for the fluctuation.
that's okay. It's yeah, it's on us. It's okay. So why is she trying to find a better location to get connected? Like I'm just gonna pick up quickly from where she also stopped in the contribution from brother Lewley. I do remember this. I do remember grandma. I mean, I always refer to her, as grandma. I do remember her. I remember she led the language choir, the Pele language choir, and she was someone who actually was always around to help. She did help, so, and it is from that background I want to believe that they were, that upbringing that has, kind of motivated her, this NeSuah, to get involved in this, initiative. And she would be the right person to speak about it. But some of us do know, and we've read and have seen some other activities from her program. Um, the RICH program, they feed over 300 kids in Liberia every Saturday morning. That's a lot. My recent trip to Liberia, I attended one of the feeding programs. I attended one of the feeding programs wherein they were feeding the kids. So
Okay, so
I
I
mean,
think I think she's back now.
oh, okay, yeah, she's here with us.
She's back.
Go ahead, go ahead, go
Joe,
ahead.
Yeah, I'm
welcome,
back.
welcome, Joe.
It's okay. we,
I'm
It's
so
we were
okay.
just
We
sorry.
trying.
I'm so
understand.
sorry.
Oh, we kind of lost her. We
Yeah,
lost
she
her,
she
and
she kind of she kind of keep fluctuating. Joe, you are most welcome to the platform. I
yeah,
mean, uh, I'm glad to see you tonight again.
yes,
Yeah, yeah, it's really good to be here.
absolutely.
It's a good thing to always be with the team on Sunday. The conversations are quite educative, informative, and there could be no better place to be than here. Especially with the ambassador Jerry, we're there in Freetown. And Willie and I were just cracking jokes. I don't know if you guys follow. Um, I had my schedule all messed up. Let me say that here on the show, and it was quite crazy. It was quite crazy for me. We had a meeting planned for 3 p.m. Eastern time here today, and that was going to be 8 p.m. in Liberia. But then when the flyer was done, it went the other way around.
Wow.
And then I was sitting there sending you guys messages. Hey, I'm going to have 2 meetings that be competing at the same time. And Willa was like, wait a minute, but the schedule here on your flyer is different. and I said, what's going on? I asked myself almost 10 times, what is happening? Was I reading the flyer upside down or what? So I said, probably it's Jerry. I had a soft landing. I said, it's Jerry who caused this. I think he was working with a guy who did the flyer just so I can be on the show today.
Yeah, that's right.
You know Jerry, where Jerry is located right now. Jerry is at the diamond mine, and no, diamond is such a mineral that no one can just give up. I mean, you can pass out on gold and say, well, I don't want gold, that's fine. You can say you don't want silver, that's fine. But diamond, man.
I don't disagree.
So,
I don't disagree. But a caveat to that, and Jerry knows that, we have the Kimberley process in place. So we're not going to take better diamonds anymore.
No, I like Josiah. This reminds me of, I think it was a debate for Parish Council chair or something like that. And was it Josiah and NeSuah husband? Was it?
Yeah, Bobby. It was General Secretary, I remember.
General Secretary, Josiah.
Yeah,
look, these guys. Look. Wait.
That was a headed debate, man.
Yeah, these guys, they can find argument. Even when there is no argument, they can find it.
Jerry, I witnessed a very small portion of that debate, and the guys were like, I was waiting to see if the guy would repeat word, but the guy refused. The both of them refused. Nobody repeated anything.
But man, look, really, that debate was very, very, very. Look, it was one of the debates in the St. Peter's Parish that, I mean, it's still in the Guinness Book of Records. Beyan-Livingstone and Josiah Jokai.
So that's what I want to add. This is what I want to add. This is what I want to add. There are 3 things that they have in common. I would say 4. They both of them are Lutheran Christians. Okay. They both of them hail from St. Peter's Lutheran Church. They both of them
maybe I will add up.
work. They both of them, I want to, and I stand to be corrected, work with the election commissions in Liberia.
You got it right.
So
they were just
and then the both of them come from the media background.
Exactly.
And they are so, and they are from the teleprompter.
So
and they are if I the both of them. The both of them from Lofa County, and they come from the same clan, in fact, from Barbara clan.
So what do you expect having Josiah Jokai Jr., okay? Josiah F. Jokai Jr. going in a race with Beyan-Livingstone, with all of these things in common, having all of these similarities? What do you expect?
With all due deference to Josiah and the other folks, I know Josiah has a beautiful partner, and I'm not saying that his partner he has is not beautiful, but I think that was the only variance in the entire similarity. He allowed Nelly to go. And she never gone way to handle Oblaki or Obliches. So it would have been Josiah, Nelly, and Bobby, NeSuah. Then everything was just come together.
don't get distracted. This is my Lutheran Connection online
This is my Lutheran
TV.
connections.
We are so happy to be together again. We have
Yes.
Abel there in Monrovia. Willie is in Georgia. I'm here in Connecticut. I'm sorry for coming on late. My apologies. And we have Jerry in Freetown. We are all Lutheran Christians. We are Lutheran brothers. We grew up in the ranks and files of the Lutheran Church in Liberia. We are very grateful for what the Lutheran Church has done for us. We all, one way or the other, went through Lutheran educational institutions. We were molded, we were developed, groomed by the system, and we owe the system, a debt of gratitude. We can never stop giving back to the Lutheran Church in Liberia. That is why, in fact, the progenitors of this platform, Abel and Willie, I always owe them, such gratitude, bringing Jerry and I on in the process. So this is just a fragment of what we need to do to give back to the Lutheran Church. So we are glad to be here this Sunday again. Wherever you are, we want you to stay tuned, follow us. The conversation will continue to be interesting. We're looking forward to bringing Sis Ne-Suah back on the show. Ne-Suah is one personality.
She's trying to come back. She's trying to enter in.
Right. Sis Ne-Suah is one personality I really respect in the church. She's been very consistent in terms of her role in the church, her support to her community and society. This has just been so overwhelming, so great. And I think society will remember her forever for the things that she does. That's why I try to do everything possible to be on the show today, because I know the guest appearing is one person whom we all have to use our voice to commend for the efforts she's making. And so, Willie, it's back to you guys. Just wanted to extend my apologies for coming on late and also cracking with you guys a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. I think Ne-Suah is back. Ne-Suah is back. So maybe Jerry will come right back to you and see if we can continue the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, colleagues. And Madam Livingstone, are you okay? Can you hear us now? Madam Livingstone?
I think we're still having some technical issues.
Yeah, she's still having some technical problem. But Joe, just before you came in, Ne-Suah started on a very good footing. She was just trying to give the basis, the motivations that led her to do what she's doing. Many times I followed Ne-Suah on her platform. I've seen the kind of what she's doing in Liberia. I see a lot of pictures. Sometimes like saying, "Oh, this picture they are kind of heartbreaking. I don't want to see those kinds of a picture." I said, Ne-Suah, how is she managing with all of these things? All of the sicknesses that you think about from this country. In a more devastating society. She goes up after all of those things. At the same time, taking responsibilities of children all over the country, paying their school fee, making sure they get their medical, making sure they get this and that. And I imagine in my own world, how can a person, deny herself all of the opportunities to kind of follow, these mysterious things? It got to be God, We are sorry that we can't get her, but that's how she started. She wanted to tell us the motivations that really led her or pushing her to continue doing what she's doing.
Absolutely. Jerry, if I may, just for a minute, Jerry, I just wanted to add to the point Abel was making that, look, Sis Ne-Suah has gone a long way in contributing to solving many of the social problems we have in our society. She's really a humanitarian. The intriguing thing is that she's an educated person. Sis Ne-Suah is well educated, and she worked with the United Nations before. I follow her very, 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 very closely. She made great impact with UNMIL in Liberia, and to transition, from that state to the kind of humanitarian services she's doing It's just a reflection of the mark of an educated person. That's what we're talking about. That's the essence of education. When you can use your education for your personal development and for the development of society to contribute meaningfully to the services that society needs, especially these kind of social services. As Abel was describing, the situation, give me a graphic dimension to it. Some of the photographs, when you see some of the pictures of people she's dealing with, children she's rescued, her innovation that has gone into this whole process is something just beyond our imagination. And I would say that if I know any institution that I can recommend Sis Ne-Suah to for honors, I would definitely do that without any form of hesitation, because she deserves it. She deserves accolades, great accolades, for the kind of services she's providing. This is something that we must. It makes me prouder as a Lutheran Christian. It makes me very proud when I see some of the great things that are done in our society are done by Lutherans, and that's why we are here to showcase. That's why I'm here to talk about. That's why Abel is here to talk about. That's what Willie is here to talk about. That's what Jerry is here to talk about. These are the kind of things that we want to showcase, the positivity, the things that we're doing. Our church, this has been one of the major missing links, in the works of our church. Not being able to project to the public, to the world, the kind of services that the Lutheran Church in Liberia is providing to Liberia, as a country. We've been missing that for a very long time. And that's why this platform is so very important. Jerry, I'm sorry, maybe I'm talking too much today than I'm supposed to be doing, because
That's good. It's good. It's
No,
good.
Yeah,
no,
Brother Jerry,
we
can I just pick up? Oh, sorry, Brother Jerry, can I just pick up
yeah,
just one thing so that I don't just miss on it? From what
sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Brother Jukai just mentioned, say if there's something talking about recognition, uh, um, I believe this is something that we haven't done on set, and I think this is something that the team, my Lutheran Connection, can push forward to by recommending or nominating Sis Ne-Suah, Beyan-Livingstone, and the Rich family to CNN Hero program. We need to recommend her to CNN Hero as a global hero, as a humanitarian. Even if she, we pray that she wins the nomination, but I think this is something that we can do. I think that would be very, very great and very, very, impactful, that we recommend her or we do a nomination for her to CNN Hero.
You are very right. You are very right, Willie. You just struck a very important point. Considering the work this one does in Liberia, she and her team, I think it's worth recommending. The CNN Hero comes out, I think, every 6 months, every 3 to 6 months in a year. We have a great team here, and I think this is something that we can put to put our ideas together and then kind of recommend the page of NeSuah's work, and then this would be something to showcase the kind of work she's doing in this country. We can push the banks, we can put some ideas together, and then do a very strong recommendation to the CNN Hero.
Yeah,
Just
put up
before I
put up a
sleep,
documentary.
just before I sleep, I was thinking on one thing. You know, uh, uh, I run a nonprofit in Liberia. I know what it takes. I know the hell, man, to go through to get a nonprofit from off the ground and to get it running. But I think the case of NeSuah, her case is extraordinary. It's a kind of a very different scenario because she's dealing with the most devastated that requires money, that requires resources. Why in the hell that she will leave her word, her pleasures, and all of the opportunities that goes along with her, and to kind of be doing this kind of a great work that even government may be challenged to do. I mean, there is something so wonderful. I'm wondering how NeSuah getting all of this support. Where is she coming from? How does her home look like even at the movement? Many of them say maybe her children are being denied all of the opportunities. She's being denied all of the opportunities, she and her husband and the rest of the folks, to just get this thing off going. So I think people listening to us tonight, we are presenting this, and we want people not to hesitate wherever they are, wherever they will monitor us. Let them come in with some support. If they can recommend NeSuah and her team to a foundation that will even give some substantial support to her, maybe moving forward into the future, that would be great, gentlemen.
And I think, Abel, you and all of the colleagues who spoke before got it right. I was also thinking if there's a possibility. I don't know the procedure in recommending to the CNN Hero or Herian, platform, but if I mean Josiah is, I think it's a trained journalist, we could talk with NeSuah if there's a possibility. We'll do a very good documentary of our activities, where somebody can be at the background with good voice, not some of our crusty voices, but I mean, maybe Jokai with a very good voice, or Willie, and they can be able to liaise with her, and we can do a very good documentary, putting all of those elements and pieces together. And this thinking those are some of the medium or media by which we can use to see how we can showcase her. I know she got a very strong program running from the excerpt that I read, and it's something good. But one thing I want to say here, colleagues, you see, those sisters just have some level of traction. We've been following them in the church through the ranks and file, from the youth all the way up to where they are now. They just have some level of traction that everywhere they find themselves, they make so much impact, and they're just lovable. And people just attract, people are just attracted to them, and just, I mean, look at her sister. Look at what she's doing. I mean, in the States. I mean, God just gave us gifts. Some people we all got different gifts and graces, I mean, but theirs is just so special. And sometimes when you see it, it's almost like a light that you cannot avoid. You got to recognize it, it's something that I think we can look forward to doing, and we can talk to her. There's a particular case in point of one Michael Kofa. I wanted to ask her about it. I hope she will come back so that we can be able to have some discussion, some of her interventions. And I was shocked when I read that Michael was abandoned on allegations, that he was a witch. And just because our society could not prove that scientifically that this guy, had cancer, or this young kid had cancer. But I see her back, and I don't know if she's getting us credit now, Madam Livingstone. We are just talking about your efforts, and trying to recognize them, Josiah, Abel, and Willie, and especially we were just saying that you guys are just endowed with some special gifts and graces, that nobody can just afford not to, not to see it. And we are happy that God brought you people to us first as Lutheran, and then now that you can be able to expand and help society. So since you are back, we want to say welcome. We know that we got a lot of technical challenges, but can you hear us now, Madam Livingstone? Hello? Sister Ne-Suah?
I believe.
Well, I think we're still having the technical issues. I'm not sure she's coming through. Probably what we need to do is to reschedule the program. I would suggest that we reschedule the program so that we can have a full conversation with Sis Ne-Suah about this pertinent engagement she's involved with. This is worth discussing for so many reasons. She needs the support that is required to help her, improve and expand the services that she's providing. She needs the support to be able to rescue those children that are in dire need that many of the institutions don't care about. Look, there are other humanitarian institutions that are out there in the name of providing services, but there are just certain kind of services that they don't venture into providing because of the nature of the situation. The children, the kids that we see NeSuah dealing with, those are critical. Those are kids in critical situations.
Speaking of the case, I'm just just to jump in quickly. I'm very sorry. Speaking of the cases, while you are speaking to those cases, I'm just going to just project few of the images so that our viewers can just have
Absolutely,
a
yeah,
picture of what some of the cases that she actually handles on a day-to-day basis. So
yeah.
take it away, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about the nature of the cases. Now you see this kid. Some organizations wouldn't even want to venture into taking care of a kid of this nature. But now I know if you look at the current state of this child, you wouldn't believe that this child was in such condition. You see what I'm talking about? Before and then after. That's a critical situation that many organizations wouldn't want to venture into, and they have the resources, and they're not reaching out. They're not taking on the cases that they're supposed to deal with, so that this child cannot be prevented. This child cannot be prevented from enjoying the benefits of life. NeSuah is doing something that is critical. Look at this child. That's a tube right there. Look at this child. Look what's happening. These are the kind of things that NeSuah is dealing with. That's a tube right there. You see that? So it's just worth projecting somebody like NeSuah and detailing profoundly, talking about the things that she does behind the scene. These are the quiet heroes that we have that we need to bring under the spotlight, that the world needs to know about. Not necessarily because she's a Lutheran. I'm proud of her, and that cannot be taken away. But the fact is that she is making impact on people's lives. She is touching lives. Something that started very little. I know how it started. I know that I was one of those that NeSuah reached out to. Many of us, I'm sure Abel here will attest to that. Many of us, I'm sure that's how it started. But for her to be very consistent in a way that it is something that started very little has grown into a bigger institution that is now catering to several children in society. She needs all the help right now. We have institutions, and my only regret, and Jerry, about this much because you understand, Jerry, Abel, guys know about this much. You understand how the governance system works in our country. There are partners who make contributions to these kinds of institutions, but they do it through government. And this is not to indict government, but it's just to give a picture of how government's supposed to identify an institution like NeSuahs. Because when UNDP has a development program, for example, UNDP does not do all of the implementation directly. UNDP partner with government and provide funding support for some services, fund development programs, and government decides institutions, humanitarian institutions, civil society institutions that she partners with to provide these services. An organization such as NeSuah must be an organization of priority in such respect that the government can work with and be able to give technical and financial support, and that UNDP will be able to put an organization like NeSuahs under the spotlight to be able to create a situation whereby other institutions can come in and support. That's what we're talking about, creating the environment, making it conducive so that she can get the smooth path to accessing donor support, accessing mission support, accessing philanthropic support. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. And that's what we want NeSuah on this show to come, because she will be able to trumpet, her case even better than we can do. But we will just be there to support her, to amplify in a way that she can get all the support she needs. Because who knows, tomorrow it could be my cousin, it could be my niece, it could be my nephew that NeSuah will reach out to. It could be any of us, here, our family members that will definitely reach out to. So this is something that's emotional. The more I talk about it, because I know the kind of situation she's dealing with, the conditions, the cases that she handles on the daily basis. Nobody will want to do that. She started by taking them in her home. I don't even know. That's what I want to know right now. I don't even know if there's a special home that's being set up for these kids. She needs to talk about that more. But NeSuah started by taking these children into her home. And you need to imagine the magnanimity of her husband. You know, a guy to allow his wife to just leave everything, go into such humanitarian services, take people, children from all around the place in difficult health conditions, and bring them into your home and be able to use your family resources. And we all are Liberians. We know how Liberians react to people providing such services. You know, so many negativity goes around in the whole process of providing such services. So we know what NeSuah and her family has been going through. So NeSuah needs to also tell us a lot about what she's doing to institute an infrastructure that will be able to house these children and that will be able to help her even improve and expand the services she's providing.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's one of the main reasons why we um, get people of such on our platform, and this is one of the unique. Yes,
Willie,
yeah,
yeah, 1 minute. I spoke with NeSuah, and I think she will do a summary. Though we have to bring her back sometime, but she wants to do a summary on the phone. So I'm trying to reconnect her, and if that works, then she can just quickly do that so that the viewer will be able to listen to her.
thank you very much, sir. Yeah,
Hello?
so as we,
Yeah,
yeah, okay,
yeah,
she's back.
NeSuah. So you can go right ahead. You can go right ahead. Just give the
Okay.
outline.
Let me say sorry for the services from my end. But like I said, it's not about giving back, gentlemen and those who are watching this live video. You cannot actually count your blessings, so you don't have some of those blessings to share onto others. And our life is trying to find meaning to give you a blessing to other people. And I can say for one side, I have received double portion of what I've been given to these children. I think you all know my story. After 23 years, months old baby. So that was after that little girl, that skinny little girl, was brought at a feeding station when my family took him in. And so, those are just few extras I was able to send to the team, but I can tell you countless. Just 2 days ago, a gentleman walked in our home to say thank you. He was there waiting for 2 years, stayed in room, a motor accident. And he lost no parents, nobody to help him. And somebody just told me to really strong. We took that young man to the hospital in Beyan-Livingstone County, and he's walking. He can't even use his eyes, but he's walking when people told me, "How you, the only alternative is to amputate your leg." So I'm Bluetooth mode.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah, we,
I think it is really challenging.
yeah.
Bluetooth mode.
She needs to come on, Jerry. That's all
no,
I can.
she needs to come on. We're gonna try to
We
work
need to
along with her. We're
reschedule.
gonna try to
Yeah.
work along with her.
Okay, so
Um,
well, giving back, I want to thank all of you for this show, showcases what Lucians are doing in their own little spaces. So we want to say thank you for having reached. It is our plan to do more. This year we have 13 kids graduating from high school. Last year we had 23 of them. Some of them because from elementary, junior high. And I'll tell you, some of those kids who are on our scholarship program, some of them have a story to tell that they sat down, they sat on the school for 2, 3 years. Nobody to come to them. And I'm glad I reached to those who change their narrative. Look at this other story before I close. We started Harriet from fifth grade. 30% is green on his head. Harriet is at Cottington now.
Bluetooth mode.
It is coming in faintly, Abel.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we cannot get anything. I'm not too sure the
The
viewers
quality
are
of the
getting it.
audio, the quality of the
Yeah.
audio is.
What I never went to the hospital with some child. I can sit on this show. God gave me the right partner for this vision. So I want to thank all of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, NeSuah. We'll bring you back.
Before you go, Ne-Suah.
Thank you so much. Okay.
She's
Yeah,
gone.
so gentlemen, yeah, she's gone. We will have to find a better time. Maybe somewhere where NeSuah will be able to get a better signal, and then she can talk more about this. I can get tired listening to this story. I can get tired listening to it, and I see this as a very great effort, and this is something that we need to continue pushing until NeSuah get the necessary support that she really needs. I'm talking about stable support. You know, as you were speaking, I was just running through something. We got several platforms that are raising a lot of money, and I guess if NeSuah happened to just open out on global giving, that is one of the uh, biggest platform in the world right now when it comes to raising money. Global giving will be able to kind of open up the corridor for NeSuah. The way she's doing is so inspiring. It's a kind of very inspiring way, very, very attractive. And anybody who wants to support these kinds of work, gentlemen.
Harris. She talked about Harris, the kid Harris. She took Harris.
That's the kid. Yeah,
and
that's
Harris,
the kid. That's the kid I just projected. Yeah.
Yeah. Harris started
That's
fifth
Harris.
grade. Fifth grade. Harris is at Cottington.
Cottington University. Yeah. Yeah.
Harris is at Cottington University now. And there are 13 kids that are graduating
this year alone.
That's very, very serious. That's very important. But she needs a documentary that is worth, projecting and sharing everywhere. She needs a very good documentary, because she's providing a realistic service. It's outstanding. And so, Willie, I think you guys can work with her to reschedule the program, and you can provide some pieces of advice on the technology aspect. Abel, you did it before when we were interviewing Chairman Fromwell. You worked with him, and it was really good. He was stable. So on the show all through to the end. So I think you can do same with Sis Ne-Suah, and we can have her on the show.
I will do that.
In details, yeah.
Yeah. So just to add,
I think during her next interview, I would try to do a pre visitation, a pre discussion to make sure that she get the kind of connection that she really needs to kind of put forth this good work to the world. I will do my best to do that next time.
I would like well, just 1 minute. I would like you to also give her the offer of probably having. I'm sure you are doing this thing from your office, right, Abel?
No, I'm home. I'm right in my library.
All right. Yeah, I was also going to suggest.
If this happen, trust me. I mean, 8 o'clock is not a bad time. You like grow up to maybe 9:30. We can find somewhere up, and we just take that so that she can have a very good interview. We can do that together.
Absolutely.
Right. So I wanted to say. So what I wanted to add on to here is that from the team, maybe we can make some technical adjustments as well when it comes to time. So maybe we can put the time even at 2 o'clock if she has to go to Brother Lewis' office in Liberia. We should be like 7 p.m. in Liberia, between 7 to 8. We can start the program at 2 p.m., 7 p.m. in Liberia, and then she can stay there and use the services there that my Lutheran Connection has to provide, so that we can have this all important interview. We need to interview this lady. We need to put the story out. We need the word to see. We need a word to hear. We need to open the corridor. That's why my Lutheran Connection is here for. because we have all of the God has blessed this platform with all of the technocrats, and by God's grace, we need to help these people. When we spoke the last time with Dr. Billion, okay, and after the show, we had a one-on-one conversation with him. So he's working along with Brother Lil Willie, on some other issues to get his program off and running. So this is what the program is here for. It's not all about I saw someone in the comment talking about church politics. It's not all about church politics. When it comes to that time, we're going to discuss it. Okay, we're going to discuss it. We're not going to shy from it. Just before you came in, Brother Jokai, we are just waiting for February 16th. Once the list is published, we are going to contact we are going to get in touch with the aspirants, and we're going to invite them. And for any reason, anyone who I don't want to use the word refuses, but anyone who will not just, for some reason decline our interview, we are still going to discuss the individual. Because why? One of the aspirants told me that our life is an open book. So we know we know something even that perhaps they don't know about themselves. So we'll still discuss the individuals. We're going to discuss them on a friendly basis as we always do. So so I do
But I
buy
would
your
just, I would
suggestion.
just,
We will have to get this NeSuah on the show. Yep.
yeah,
Thank you so much,
I
Willie.
would just
Jared, just
want to,
before Jared,
yeah.
Jared, just before you come in, say love, forgive, so that we can go through our bishop election. The church politics have taken different directions. Oh God, help us! Oh, help us! Oh, you know, this is the kind of a saying. Sometimes I consider these people as serious-minded people. I mean, we are here for serious business. Trust me. You who wrote the comment. I'm telling you, when it comes to that aspect, we are not going to dodge that. Well, gone are the days in the history of the church that we're going to elect a bishop that we don't know, right? Right now, we are talking business of development, business of progress, business of humanitarian, of what is happening in the world. That's why we're talking right now. But the day will come when we will be examining all of our candidates. We are going to examine them. No matter how much you read on this platform, we are not deterred by that. When the time comes, we will put the candidates up. With all due respect, we put them out and we will examine them. Even if they appear or not, we will tell the world what we know that they don't know. If they appear, we will ask them to tell us what they know, and we know. What they don't know, and we know. So that when they take over as bishops of this church, I mean, we want to bring church. As Joe regularly saying, we grew up in this church. I mean, the church has provided so much for us. We went to Lutheran schools. And that's the kind of quality education that we have today. And we are here to give back. So we are not deterred by anybody's statement.
No.
Gentlemen.
Yeah.
If they were philosophical.
Yeah, I mean, what they know, they know, and they know that we know they know, and they don't
That's
know.
Exactly.
Well, but
they know that we know, and they know.
And they know that we know.
And if they know, we know that we know.
It sounds like discussing.
These guys,
the essence of life, the goodness of life.
you guys are just putting me back in my elements. I mean, those days.
Under the Palama hut.
Yeah, but
Jared, I remember you.
It's a good way. It's a good way to begin the year,
Yeah.
And this is. I mean, in the Lutheran Connection came no better time than now, where we are going to. The idea here is that we're going to use this platform to allow Lutherans to be able to participate adequately into the entire process of their church, whether they're in Liberia or not, whether they are delegates or not, they are going to participate. I was just talking with Willie and Abel, Joe, before you came, that we are going to talk less, despite the fact we are interviewing, and we're going to open the phone line, and we have several numbers. to allow Lutherans around the world to call. So it is, I think for me, if I want to be a bishop, it will be an opportunity. Such a platform given to me will be an opportunity for me to exploit. I mean, in a positive sense. So people will be able to get my own platform, or what we say in politics, my manifesto. So they see and listen. And then we use that as a gauge to remind you that, look, yesterday you said A, B, C, D, and we're just reminding you, because the platform is not only going to stop on interviewing and this. We are going to take note, and we're recording them, that you said this, and subsequently, maybe 100 days or maybe 100 days too short, but six months down the road, we start to record those things so that our people again understand that you said this. So, I mean, this time around, the bishopric election going to be something that will be very, very, very open, and the scrutiny will be very scientific. We are not going to look for the Scarrington and anybody couple. That is not our work. I mean, we are nobody perfect, but we are just going to make sure that your policy should commensurate with your words and your action yesterday. So you are not coming to tell us that you will do this or you can do this when you know that you got people on the platform and around the world that know you. Then it takes me back to Abel. You know that we know. So before you come, you should understand that we know. So if you think that we don't know, then you will know that we know.
Brother Tablet, let me just take, I just want to take out something quickly from that, right? You know what? Saying that, someone said one time, and I would use this word, in someone said carelessly, oh, what are people going after election they finish? No, like Brother Tablet just mentioned, okay, all of what we are doing, they are all documented. It's on YouTube. All of these videos are in the archive. So, for instance, if aspiring A happens to win the election, few months down the line, if we see things going the way you say it was going to go this way, we're going to call you back. And again, if you choose not to come and engage your fellow brethren, we will still discuss it, and we'll bring the record. We will pull out the videos. We will share the videos. And if Jared Tabler said that he's going to put street light in all of the parishes, but we don't see street light, then we're going to call into question. Man, you told us you're going to put street light in all of the parishes. Why? Why? Because this is why you said in your first 100 days that you're going to put street light in all of the parishes. What's going on? We're going to ask you. So they are documented. I just want to follow up on what Brother Tablet was saying.
Absolutely. And let me Tablo, the way he expanded Abel's philosophical statement took me back to philosophy 300, which Jerry himself did. We're doing our undergrad degree, at the University of Liberia, and I don't know who Jerry did his with. I did my undergrad at Murray. And when we were talking about,
I did one on Murray as well. Then Samujula.
Oh, Samujula. I did one on Samujula and did one on Murray as well. It sounded strictly like discussing the essence of life and one's self-awareness, knowing that self, So and how important that is to life. Yeah. So basically our platform, my Lutheran Connection, has a clear objective. We want to promote development in the Lutheran Church. We want to give a voice to every Lutheran. We are a facilitator. That's who we are. We are here to facilitate the process, for example, that will bring the electorate and the candidates together to engage them. So they engage with each other. That's our role. This is not for Jokai, Jerry, Willie, Abel, or even Dr. Allison, who appear on our show, to come here and tell Lutherans who they support. No. This is not for Dr. Bannon, who we brought on the show, to come and say who he support. No. So that whole idea or conversation about people being highly political or the system being polarized and my Lutheran Connection is in the midst of it is just a lazy and defeated argument. What we're trying to project here is development in the church. That is what we're trying to do, development in the church. And the way to promote development in the church is to bring people here who are responsible for different aspects of the things we do in the church. The pension scheme. Let the person responsible come here and talk to us about how it's working in the church. Lutherans want to know. Those who are supposed to benefit, they want to know what's happening. What are the prospects? People who are handling the Zoe project, they should come here and talk to us about it. Lutherans want to know what is going on with that. You know, people want to know about the bishop's office. When they say bishop, up to now, for the number of years we've had that office existing as the highest office, there are many Lutherans who don't even know the essence of having a bishop in the Lutheran church. They don't even know. You need to have the bishop to come here and sit down and talk about the history of the office of the bishop and talk about its significance to the life of the Lutheran church in Liberia. Right. That's what we are here to do. We are a facilitator. That's who we are. So we need to provide that small education as of today for people to know, so that when you are commenting here, you comment in a responsible way that will help to support our facilitation process. That's what we are supposed to do. Let's support each other. That crab mentality has now worked for almost going to 2 centuries in Liberia. It has now worked. Tearing people down, tearing systems down, tearing programs and projects down. It has now worked. This platform is for you. If you know that the church is polarized, come here and have the conversation with us and tell us the extent to which it is polarized. Who is responsible? Let's discuss it here. If you think that things are going well in the church and there's no need for further discussion on certain activities of the church, come here and provide a justification. We don't want no background behind the scene conversation. Democracy is what we want to project in a church, because we're talking election is bordered on democracy. And one of the elements of democracy, election is at the heart of democracy. And when we're talking election, we are talking about participation. The people in the church have the right to question those who want to be their leaders. Exactly. This platform is designed to bring them together and keep them engaged so that the people make informed decisions. We're not going to allow the people to elect anybody who have serious ulterior motives and projecting something different, which they are not. It's not possible. The church has suffered for so long because of that. This is a 21st century situation we're talking about. So don't worry about technology. Don't worry about being there in person. You can be in your bedroom. You can be in your kitchen. You can be anywhere in your living room, sitting room. We will bring you on the show, and you will be able to share your knowledge, your experience, the insights that you provide will inform the way to conduct our elections. We brought Mr. Fromway here, and the platform highlighted the importance of giving the committee an office. Trust me, I've been following. I have not spoken with Chairman Fromway since then, but I saw something on Facebook. I think they were dedicating the offices of the committee. Trust me, that conversation that we have on the platform, it touched the leadership of the Lutheran Church.
Yes.
It touched the leadership of the Lutheran Church. Because some of us said it clearly that it beats our imagination that you appoint a committee to run election for the office of bishop and they don't have an office.
They don't have an office.
Running around to find a place to sit. They responded. That's a clear example, a classic example of why this platform was established. Dr. Allison
and Joe, I'm not cutting you off. You will continue, but let me just slip this in before it slips my mind. That don't also think that we are coming to give you a comfortable seat.
No.
When you come for the interview, when you come for the interview, we are taking it at every length in a very responsible manner,
Right.
with facts and speaking truth to where the truth should be, because this is my Lutheran connection and its
Yep.
foundation on truth.
Right.
So we will say it. We
Right.
ask you questions that will make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Absolutely.
I mean, the
You're right.
candidates should know already beforehand, and so they cannot say that, you know, this thing is something the guys have set up to entrap. We are not here to entrap anybody, like you said. But
No.
we are also not coming to give you silver platter. We're discussing the church, and we should discuss the church in total. Josiah,
Yeah.
Abel,
This is a
Wendy,
church. Go ahead, brother.
yeah.
Josiah. There's a church. Yeah. Yeah.
No, this is it. I mean, this time around, look, let our people be able to understand, even if they will call from Lofa, way to feasible, Zozo, and anywhere in the 15 political subdivision of the country, let us give them the opportunity to call and participate and ask these candidates the hard question, because we want to move, and we got to move progressively, and we got to move because we got no time on our side. Comparatively speaking, look at the discussion we have with Reverend Ibe Addison,
Yeah.
Dr. Addison,
Yeah.
and look at the immense contribution we have made in society as a church.
A lot.
We got the expertise, we got the human resource capacity, we got the infrastructure, we got land. But why are we not developing them? Why are we not making progress? Why? These are the questions that we need to ask our leaders. And if you're coming this time around to run the church or to be the head of the church, we will be there to facilitate and help. Use all that you can around you. In Liberia, outside Liberia, in the diaspora, this time around, we want a bishop that will be able to expand the church operations outside. Set up committees outside, set up committees inside, spread your tentacles to see all Lutherans. We put hand on deck to move our church. And this time
You're
around, we
very
got
right.
to do it. If we don't do it to sign away with Abel, nobody going to do it for us. Nobody.
You are very
If
right.
Lutheran
You know
church
one
will
thing.
have to
You are
move
very
forward,
right.
it will have to be done by Lutheran.
You know, I would say I would
You
give
are
a
very
quote.
right.
I
You
would
are
give a
very.
quote,
You are
brother
very.
Jerry.
You
I
are
would give
very.
a
You are
quote. Yeah, I will give a quote from
Yeah.
Martin Luther. Okay, I will give a quote of Martin Luther. Martin Luther said, "We are not only responsible for what we say, but we are equally responsible for what we did not say." So if we see the ills in the society in the Bible, I'm going to make reference to the Bible. Hold on one second. Matthew chapter 5, verses 16. Because I'm an old acolyte now. It says, "Let your light, you do not light a lamp and put it under a cover, but on a lampstand that it will give light to the whole house." So what good would it do if we should see the light, if we should see the wrong, the ills, okay, that we can help to shine that light so that our church can move in the right direction, but instead we decide to put that light on a cover. So, like Brother Jared is saying, I mean, not like in a manner wherein we gonna you're gonna appear on the show or we're gonna target you. No one is targeting anyone, but we need to be truth and honest with each other, like the show we had the last time. Okay, we had a show this gone Sunday. I understand that the Reverend at some point he was kind of uncomfortable. He was trying to stay on the fence, but at the end of the day, we all saw he actually agreed to some of the points that we were making, some of the
That
points
the
that we were
marriage,
throwing forward.
that the
He
marriage was not
agreed.
working.
The marriage, right? The marriage did not go well. So the next
Yeah.
time, if we are going into another marriage, we need to carefully look at our past and how we enter into another marriage with another institution, or even how we are building our own institution. Because the old folks says what? The old folks said that you build a new mat on the
On the
old
old
mat,
one.
meaning from an experience you build on the old mat. So this platform is for everyone. But again, we just want to show this, share this out to everyone that it's not something that you're gonna, just come and we say, okay, all is all rosy. Oh, you know what? It's Pastor Allison. Let's just forget it, man. You know, Pastor Allison, his father was pastor of St. Peter. We all came from St. Peter. So you know what? Let's just get to know from Pastor Allison what he ate today and what is his average height, what the ice cream he like or so. No, no, no. It's not gonna work that way. Yeah. Because
Yeah,
we
Right.
had, I mean, we need to
So
shine that light. Yeah.
let me just chip in a little bit. You know, time has changed. A lot of things are changing. We are in the 21st century. I was just sharing with somebody. If you look at our church history, for example, take for instance, during the days of Bishop Payne in the 1960s, I mean, there were not many challenges. Me and Bishop Payne run the church as a bishop, and yeah, oversight responsibility. But if you look at the trend from Bishop Payne to that of Bishop Diggs, when Bishop Diggs took over, and then the church started getting a little bit astray. That's when you see Lutheran pastors coming up and even going to do master's degree. I quite remember in 1987 when the current bishop, Bishop D. Jensen Siango, have just returned from the US in 87. One of the youngest pastor with a master's degree during those days, you know. And then eventually Bishop Small Harris took over, and you saw Lutherans coming, going to complete even a bachelor degree at GST. The highest degree the guy who earned was diploma. Most of them had diploma. They never had bachelor. It was Bishop Harris that actually opened up the church to that level, where people earn bachelor degree and then eventually master's degree and so forth. So we tell people that things are changing. Today, the church of the 1960s and in the 1950s and 60s is not the church we run today. This is not the church we run today. And we have to be careful because the position of the bishopric is episcopal. That is, you have absolute control. It is not like the ESCN that got different Sundays and those Sundays make decisions for themselves. So, take for instance, the apostles one on Sunday will decide and say, this is what we're going to do. I mean, the bishop of the ESCA had no much decisions or to circumvent anything, right? But in the Lutheran church in Liberia, everything in this church is being controlled by the bishop. In fact, that's what got the position so sensitive. So we cannot sit any longer around the fence and say, oh yeah, let the bishop come. And the bishop that come in, you have to know how you're coming. Because if you don't come the right way and you don't do those things that you promise, trust me, will put your feet on the ground so that you are able to deliver, to lay up to your promises. One of the days that people will come and make promise and when they take position and they just relax. We're not going to have a bishop that will relax. So those of you who thinking that this platform is going to for electing bishops to April and after that, that would be you are making a great mistake. Follow the histories of the guys on the platform. Look at Willie. Have Willie been on Bale who says something and he never ever did it? Look at Jerry. They still talk about Josiah. Have Josiah ever told you things that he would do and when time comes he just relax? And come to my history. And we are people who don't just mind because we are not event. We are not event attendants. We are people who, when we say we stand up for this, we will do it. We will do this top show beyond April. We're going to do it up to the end of the year. We will do it next year. We'll do it year after next. We'll do it the following. In fact, we're going to recruit more media practitioners. We will have some females here as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, you start making those kind of a false statement. We are not those kind of a people in those kind of business. We are serious people, gentlemen.
Okay, folks, you are in tune to my Lutheran Connections. We're coming to you from Freetown, Sierra Leone, where Jerry is seated, coming to you from Georgia, coming to you from Monrovia, where Abel is seated, and coming to you from Danbury, Connecticut, where I'm seated. We bringing you to this program, conversation with Sis Ne-Suah, a humanitarian, outstanding humanitarian. We are sorry that she could not be on due to technical issues, but we will reschedule so that we can have Sis Ne-Suah to come and talk about REACH, her program that she's running in Liberia, and that's Rescue for the Abandoned and Children in Hardship, REACH. We will be coming to you with the schedule, and we'll bring Sis Ne-Suah on to discuss in details her activities and what we can do, you know, as a church, as a country, to support Sis Ne-Suah's activities. William, when you were talking about, you know, what you do and what you don't do, it took me to the analogy of, you know, action and inaction. So you can be culpable either for your action or for your inaction. And that's the simplest explanation you provided, you know, what you do and what you don't do. So basically here we are not complacent on this platform. We are men here for now. Later we'll be having ladies, but we are men here for now with track records in the Liberian society and in a word. We have identities that people know us by. We have values that we stand for, uncompromising ones too. We don't spare. We have done that in the life of our church. We have done that in our national life. And this is something we are very proud of. That's why you see we are together. If we did not have the kind of values that are in sync, we could not be here together today. You couldn't have Joe on this show. You couldn't have Jerry on this show, but we share similar values. We share similar vision, the same vision for the Lutheran Church. And our vision is to promote development in the Lutheran Church, is to promote dialogue, is to promote engagement in the Lutheran Church. That is why we are on this platform. But let me just let you know, more to come. You will see many guests appearing from time to time. The bishopric is just a fragment of the programs that we're going to be having on this show, just a fragment of it, in fact, a minute fragment of it. So we're not going to spend our time talking about bishopric. If we invite you on a show and you think you are not equipped, you're not ready with fights, because on this show, we don't accept your own set of fights. No, they are not fights. They're not conventional. Fight is conventional. Fight is acceptable generally. Anything that is short of that is not a fight. So we won't take that here. And if you come, you want to subscribe to your own set of fights, then you become uncomfortable on the show because we engage you based on fights. So those would be my final comments on the show. I think we can go to Willie, and then from there we will close the show for today.
Yeah, thank you so much, brother Jokai and brother Lewilly, and also brother Tablo. I just want to leave one thing. I want to leave with our viewers is that next week, Sunday, we are going to be having the leadership of Aliyah. That's the Association of Liberian Lutherans in the Americas. That is the United States and Canada. So we're going to be having Dr. Moses Swat Dennis and his team. They are going to be appearing on the show next week, Sunday. So I just want to leave that with the with our viewers. So we're going to be bringing out the flyers very, very soon. The flyers will be coming up. And again, we want to say thank you very much for being a part of us this evening. And we hope to bring you a very great program again. Unfortunately, Sis NeSuah, I'm sorry, Sis NeSuah could not continue with us due to technical reasons, but we're going to work along with her. And very soon, very, very soon, we're going to bring her back on the show. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Brother Ibrahim, the last word.
Well, I'm good. I just want to extend my thanks and appreciation to Jerry, who took the lead in this process tonight, and then to Joke, who joined us later. We are sorry that our sister Ne-Suah could not attend, but I promise you that the next time I'm going to give her the necessary technical support so that she'll be able to flag up a program, because we know the program is good. And being a Lutheran, we take pride in that. We are very proud of all of the things she's doing. Yeah, after here, maybe I'll be doing one or two things and then pack up for tomorrow job. And it's well seated and also preparing for tomorrow, but to start the week tomorrow. So, gentlemen, thank you ever so much. I mean, I'm proud and I'm so grateful to be here tonight.
Thank you. Brother Jerry?
Well, thank you again, colleagues, for the opportunity. Sorry, I just went up abruptly. But I want to say thank you, and I want to say that I think it was very good that we were able to get a bit from our sister NeSuah. We hope that we can be able to properly arrange so that we can get her on the show because she's doing a lot of significant things in our society, and there's a need for us to showcase us. We also want to say thank you to the viewers for the patience and the time, they're taking to follow us. We can assure them that we always get better. And they can rest assured that the LUTHERAN Connection promises to be a premier platform for relaying information and education. Certain time we will be also there to enhance your spiritual life through music. Willie is working on the technology, and sometimes in the show we might be going for a break and play one or two music and all those things. But we'll get better by the day. But we just want to say we appreciate the viewers for the support, at least to listen, to follow us, and the comments. They are all appreciated. Thank you so much.